So let me ask you an important question. When you imagine your ideal partner, what do you think of? Maybe it's a big titty waifu or some built swole husbando. But what I think of, personally, is a biker who looks like he accidentally walked into an anime convention. But yeah, so we'll start with eggs first. We have 4 of the starter deck Pagumon. We have the starter deck Pagumon because trashing 2 on deletion is insane. And we're not playing tower variant because we are good players. and so for the most part, you want your stuff to die. Your stuff is going to die. And this just turbos you super hard because this is, just this plus the 2 cards, that's 3, plus whatever rookie you have, 4. If you have the other melee one, like it's stupid. It's dumb, it's stupid. We love this little meat snatching motherfucker. And then for the 5th egg, this is a flex bot, but I personally run the new Yamon because I think this card is insane. Not really, but basically, as far as inheritables, it replaces the Searcher Impmon, which is super cool because you don't have to have exactly that under your Beelzemon. But also, on top of that, if you do have it, swinging for a 20k blast mode is fucking hilarious. And that's, honestly, what more do you need than that? Next up, we're going to be talking about the Brooklyn boys themselves, the Impmons. We have 4 of the Searcher Imp, which, honestly, is just kind of required because he searches for Iron Mako and a Beels off the top 4. His inheritable makes your Beels swings fucking insane. And then when you mill him, you mill an additional 3. And when you're, especially if you hit this in your first mill, especially if you have Pagu and then another Brooklyn boy we'll talk about later, that's straight up just more than your 10 cards you need to start comboing and doing stupid fun shenanigan bullshit tomfoolery. That's really it. This card's just such a fucking house in this deck, it's not even okay. After that, we have the OG Brooklyn boy, the on deletion mill 3. We love this man. We have the shiny art with Beelzemon looming in the background because god damn does that shit get me juiced like a V8. But yeah, we honestly, one of your best turn 1s if you don't have a level 4 is just evo this in the back over one of your Pagumons, because that alone is 7 cards in trap, right? 7 cards because it's 7 cards because the egg in this. And it's just dumb. That card is such a good turbo card. And then we run 4 of the BT6, which are unfortunately not sexy like the other ones because I am a broke motherfucker. But basically just on play, trash a card to grab back a Beels. It does not grab back blast mode, which is important, but also kind of hilarious because more than once I've just kind of slammed this discard to blast mode and said, okay, go ahead. But this is what we use to grab our combo Beels, our warp Beels. It also helps with ungumming our hand, which we gum our hand a lot. There's a very solid argument to be running floodgates. I don't personally because I built my deck to be as general, just go burr as fast as possible. So I play 1 of Dracmon. We'll go over the cards that this combos with later, but Dracmon has some really decent interactions in this deck, and also I just really like Dracmon. Alright, it's 4 time, baby, and we're going to start off with 4 of the goodest boy, Dobermon. This card is so fucking good. It's straight up just on deletion, mill 3, and then grab back whatever you need. It's Digimon or Tamer, but it's that's majority of our combo. That's in our entire combos. All of our required pieces for the combos. So this card's insane. It can also grab back itself, which does come up. It has a reduced effect with Alice, but spoiler alert, we don't play Alice because, second spoiler alert, we don't play level 5, so there's no point to play Alice. So yeah, goodest boy, best boy. God, I love this man. Yes, best boy. After that, we play 3 scatters, just because, like I said, our hand gets gummed sometimes, and so this lets us discard cards. On top of that, drawing 3 and a deck that doesn't draw that much, kind of fucking insane. At least I think. That's just my professional opinion. But, really good card. We don't run the normal Eismon, just because one, we don't see this card enough. Two, we don't really need the extra aggression. Like, having extra bodies on the battlefield is nice, but for the most part, most decks can deal with extra bodies, like, if we want to, like, keep it out for, like, game or whatever. And if not, we're pseudo Rookie Rush. We have bodies for days, so it's like, if you want to run it, go for it. I don't, because I have more things that I would rather spend the spots on. And then we have 2 Lowy. This card is straight up just a finisher. Our combo sometimes has a bit of problems with finishing out games, which is honestly the biggest weakness of the deck. But Lowy helps us kind of alleviate that for the most part. This card just sits in our hand until we're ready to go for game, or we just calling it back at the end of the game. Whatever. Card's good. Card's crazy. Deck's crazy. Wow. Like I said, we don't run 5s because that's pussy shit. But we are just going to move on to 6s. We have 3 of the new EX02 Beelzemon. The only important text on this is that it is 11k in security, and then whenever you mill it, you get to play an Impmon, and you get its on-play effects. That's it. That's the only reason we run it. It's super good. It helps with our aggression, it helps with getting value, it helps us get our searchers back, or we can use it to play the on-play trash a card from your hand to grab back another Beelzemon. Like, this card just helps so much, like, if you just accidentally mill it. Like, the whole point, like, this card is the roulette aspect. Like, there are absolutely mills where you're just praying you hit this Beels, because it really can just turn your hand from god-awful to amazing. Depending on, obviously, what your trash is, but you trash so much that it's, like, it's gonna hit something. Even if it's just a body, like, that's just so impactful. Like, most of the time, your hand can do something with that. And then, bread and butter Beels, we got Warp Beels. This card is so good. I played this card in 1.0, or, 1.0, and we're playing it here, because, like, getting to 10 cards is so easy for this deck, and we're just skipping 2 levels for 4 memory is just super good. Popping a level 4 is weirdly relevant. Like, you wouldn't really think so, but, like, that comes up a lot, especially when you're trying to clear board for game. Like, it's just good. Like, this card is so insane. We'll get into more of the combos with this card as we go into how the deck, like the play-by-play of the deck, but this card, being the way it is so fucking good. God damn, I love this fucking Devil May Cry looking bitch. Alright, kids, it's time for the moment you've all been waiting for. It's fucking blast mode. We play 3 of this motherfucker because god damn, look at that juicy man. This is our top end, this is our end game, this is our end all be all, this is our Mr. Insano board wipe, security wipe. Like, this card is our reason for existence. Whenever you mill it, you pop a level 4. That shit's insane. We've already went over the other one, but just especially early game into, like, Imperial, early game into any deck, really, because, like, if they have, like, a search, like some kind of searcher, a floodgate, anything, just accidentally pop it, you know? Like, that shit's just insane. And then when did evolving, you pop their biggest level thing, or all of their biggest level things, which popping 2 level 6s, kinda hilarious, not gonna lie. But, and then it, for every 10 cards, it's a sec +1. This shit's nutso. This shit's Insano mode. Blast mode, more like Insano mode. God fucking As far as everything else goes, because there's a lot of everything else, we got 4 Iron Mako. Iron Mako is the only tamer we play, but it sets us to 3, and then whenever we attack with anything, we can suspend it to mill a card, which is great, especially early. But then if we're attacking with a Beels, we can go into blast mode for 3 instead of its full cost, which is insane. I mean, blast mode out of trash, but still, like, with how much we mill and, like, our ability to discard and everything, like, it doesn't really matter most of the time. Like, this shit's just so nuts. Just, I genuinely just, I don't know, man. This deck really gets me going sometimes, man. As far as our options go, we've got 3 Darkness Wave. This is just straight up a mill 3. Like, 1 memory, mill 3. If we're going first, like, honestly, this is our best card to start with if we're going first. Like, just Evo in the back to preferably the mill 3 Impmon, and then play a Darkness Wave, set him to 1. All of a sudden, we're at 10 cards by turn 2. And that's not including any of the surge ramps we hit out of the mills. So this stuff's insane. Also, it combos with Dracmon. There's a lot of lines where you'll just go, like, Darkness Wave, play Dracmon, grab back Darkness Wave, play Darkness Wave. Like, not necessarily all in the same turn, but it's like, it does come up, it does happen, it's stupid, it's cute, and I love it. We play 3 Deathslinger. Whenever it's milled, we gain a memory, and then the main effect is that it destroys a level 4 lower, but for every 10 cards we have, that goes up a level. So if we have 10 cards in trash, that's a level 5. 20 cards, that's a level 6. For 4 memory. This card's kind of insane, because we played Turbo Mill. There is an argument to be running 4, and I agree. The way my ratios ended up going, I only run 3. As far as what I would consider to be combo cards go, we have 4 Mist Memory Boost, which is a 3-drop mill 2 draw 1, and then you can delay it to gain 2 memory, which is insane. Comes up a lot in our combo. We'll go over that later. But, like, this is also a really good turn 1 play. Just straight up Evo in the back, play this, mill 2, draw 1, just replaces itself, and you have 2 more cards in trash. And then late game, which does come up when you delay this and it goes to trash. I've had games where I'll have 9 cards in trash, pop this, and suddenly I'm at 10 cards in trash. It's very cornerstone, but more often than not, it'll get you from like 19 to 20 or whatever. But those types of interactions do come up. It's important to note. As far as the real spicy combo card, I'd say is the 2 win rates. Win rate is really good, specifically because, 1, we need Iron Mako to go in our combo anyway, so we already meet the requirements of having a Tamer in play to ignore the color requirements, but then we just discard a card and we can go Impmon to Beels for free. So one of the best ways to utilize this is discard Blast Mode, go into Warp Beels for free, and then all of a sudden your whole combo is set up just from win rate. And I mean, it's like we have so many Digimon in the deck anyway that it's like you'll have something to discard to this. Like, the only thing you don't want to discard is Loemon. Everything else, at the point that you're going to Beels, is pretty free game. I mean, unless you're playing into, like, Secton or something like that, then you have to play a little more resourcefully. But, you know, you're all... I hope you're at least decent enough to know when's what's what. And then we got 2 Calling. This card is just our grab whatever we need out of trash. It helps us pop our level 4s if they don't sign security. Sometimes if we have nothing out, it's just a grab 2 out of trash, or up to 2, because it does come up sometimes. You only want to grab 1, and it is important that it says up to 2. But yeah, no, this card's really good, especially with Dracmon. You just play Dracmon, grab this back, play it, grab back Dracmon, grab back whatever Beels or Imp or whatever you're looking for. Especially good if you only need 1, but you want to make sure you can reuse the Calling. Reusing Calling is kind of insane, especially in longer grindy matchups. That shit is fucking mint.
My real name is Beelzebub, but you can call me Beels. I love to watch Fox News and then go club some baby seals.
Alright, so let's go through a few scenarios. We're going to pretend like I set this up correctly already. But, so, we'll say we're starting our turn just like that. So we've got our Iron Mako, our Mist Mem Boost, we got Impmon, we got Blast Mode and trash. Shit's looking good. You're gonna have, for the most part, more trash in this, but this is just for the setup. So, you know, draw for turn, you raise up, realistically at this point, you would pop the Mist Mem Boost, and then go to 5, which is easy peasy, go into Warp Beels, go to 1, you swing, activate that, blah blah blah. You know how this combo goes. Easiest combo in the fucking world. The problem is, most of the time this passes turn, and that's fine for the most part. Most decks can't deal with this kind of body, especially after you're potentially popping 2 bodies and then doing whatever. The most fair decks can't deal with it, but is going to be a lot of points where you're gonna have to wait till next turn, Evo in the back, if you don't have the hybrid. This is why the hybrid is important, because it guarantees you lethal next turn. Because either this is gonna take the last check, or you're gonna swing that, not suspend this, and then just Evo into your hybrid if they have a blocker. But this is like the main way that the deck is going to go off. This is like the most common way. Mist Mem Boost is just, you want to be able to do all this in one turn. You can kind of be cute about having a Beels up front and just hoping that they can't deal with it. It does work into some decks, but I, in most scenarios, try not to be super like, that is our combo, and it's not the hardest thing to recuperate from, but it buys your opponent enough time to potentially lethal you back. As for our second setup, it's literally just the exact same thing, except there's no Mist Mem Boost. You go to 3, you draw your card, you raise up, you're like, oh no, I'm at 3 and I want to go into Beels. Okay, you just go win rate, you discard blast mode because it's funny, but you can discard like Impmon, Dober, like, it doesn't matter, and then just go into Beels, and then you swing, you go to 1, you swing, and then you go into blast mode. Same thing, passes turn, same problems as last time. However, things get really interesting when you have both win rate and Mist Mem Boost, because when you have win rate and Mist Mem Boost, you raise up, you pop the Mist Mem, go to 5, you can play the win rate, go to 3, so then you're evoing into that, and then you do the Ironmako thing, blah blah blah, it costs 3, blah blah blah, you go to 0. So now all of a sudden, you can choke them with a 1-drop option if you need to, you can throw down another body, you can just, if you have like the kill spell and you need to like kill their body, like be keeping turn after doing this is just super impactful. It's so dumb. The win rate combo, like, I don't see a lot of decks running win rate, and that is a damn shame, because genuinely I think this card straight up makes the deck playable at all. But that's just me. I don't think it's worth running more than 2, because there's no way to get it back or anything, but I think that it just gives you games where you just can do such crazy bullshit shenanigans that, like, you just can steal games with that one card alone.